All right, shalom, shalom. This is Spirit a Moment, and it's literally because I just was tapped in the spirit. I came across the video by my brother Big Judah. He just went live, and there's some things that we need to go over. Um, I am in agreement with majority of what my brother's saying. But as far as what he's saying about the statue, I have to say I disagree with that. I disagree with us, Judah and Benjamin being the legs of that statue of Daniel, and I also disagree with the feet, the toes, being the 10 tribes of Israel. And my reason for that is because that does not. I mean, I agree with the fact that we are all like all 12 tribes is in captivity. I'm not saying that. All right, and I'm not disagreeing that Benjamin and Judah was taken down and taken into captivity first. Okay, that part I agree with. All right, what I'm saying is that we're not the part of the statue, because the statue was the nations that got his chance to rule over us. All right, so the legs was the legs of iron, which is the Roman Empire. Okay, when they took down Judah and Benjamin. Now my brother Big Judah is equating that to the Gentiles prophecy, but nevertheless they got that prophecy from our records with no real clarity and or understanding. So they kind of go off, and they ad lib and they implement themselves and they twist it. Okay, but it doesn't mean that that is all to be thrown out the window. Okay, and so my brothers is doing the same thing when it comes to the God of love. Okay, just because the Christians took the name of the God of love in vain, and they did heinous things in the name of the God of love, that does not mean that the God of love does not exist. Okay? This is kind of what I'm saying. All right? I'm doing my best to explain it. All right? But we're going to go ahead and go over here because there was something else, because YouTube, oh my God, YouTube is tripping. Okay? They hating on my brother. All right, now I actually had to scroll down because they are hiding. It's like they don't want people to think about liking the video. Okay, because I actually had to scroll down in order to see where I can like the video. All right, and so when I scrolled down, it was one. It was only one like, and I liked it, and so it's now we seen two, and you can see the views here. At that time, it was 559 views. Okay, he had just started streaming 17 minutes when I got the screenshot. All right, I got the screenshot after, like, I had been watching. Okay, I had tuned in as soon as he went live. All right, so that's probably why it's showing that, showing the two likes, because it was soon as he went live. That's when I clicked the video, but I didn't take the screenshot until 17 minutes later. So it's like, damn, they weren't updating the likes. Okay, they weren't refreshing the likes at all, but they were updating and refreshing the views clearly. So anyway, this is the name of the video. Where you stand on the statue of the book of Daniel is the key that exposes all end day prophecy. And he's absolutely right. Okay? That's a fact. Okay? Where you stand on the prophecy. Okay? And I think, hold on. Yeah, this right here. Okay, so my brother is wanting to equate this here, okay, as Gentile prophecy, but it's really not. Okay, this is biblical prophecy. All right, now, It doesn't even have the Egyptian in here because this began with the Babylonian king. Okay, uh, Persia, all right, thighs of brass, the Greek Empire, all right, legs of iron was Rome, okay, and the feet, all right, mixed with miry clay and iron, okay, because clearly we can connect this not only to biblical prophecy but to history. And my brother Big Judah had did this in a previous video. Okay, so his previous breakdown of this prophecy was more accurate. All right, and then come the destroying stone of the Messiah's kingdom, which is a kingdom of love and compassion and kindness and mercy and empathy. Okay, like my bruise, you cannot get this kind of kingdom out of hatred. Okay, you can't get this kind of kingdom out of bloodshed. Okay, you can't get this kind of kingdom out of a seared conscience and a hardened heart condition. Okay? So this makes more sense to me. All right, the feet of iron and clay was the revived Roman Empire. Okay? AKA the Great White European Empire. All right, and we can find this, like I said, in scripture, all right, as well as the sealed records, which gives us even more clarity and understanding, and in the historical records. Okay, so clearly there has to be the overturning of this evil would have to be righteousness. All right, and that is what they consider to be the destroying stone that will destroy the kingdom of Satan. Okay, why would we be the legs and the toes and feet of this statue when all of these other pieces of the statue was the nations that were ruling on us, the nations that took us into captivity? Okay, the legs and the feet and toes and all of that is the final two captivities. All right, so I don't know where my brother is getting this breakdown from, but let's go ahead and listen.
And the Holy Spirit says she's going to bring all things back into remembrance. As you can see, they haven't cared that we know that we're Israelites, so long as we continued with their prophetic breakdowns. So long as we accepted the Native Americans that they say are Native Americans, and the the Mexicans and the Guatemalans, the Brazilians and the Negroes, we have to accept everything, that their whole construct. So long as we did that, we still would not be able to find our way back. It's all been a game where the Most High puts us in adverse situations, and we have to navigate through all of the pitfalls and find our way back to the Most High. He left.
Okay, the Most High did not put us in adverse situations whatsoever. Were we not warned by the prophets? Did the Most High not raise up his prophets to warn our people, hey, if you don't stop doing this evil in my sight, then I'm going to have to allow you to reap the consequences of your evil actions. This is what he kept raising up the prophets, telling our stiff-necked forefathers. So why are you saying that our God put us in adverse circumstances where we have to try to find our way back to him? Did we not choose to disobey him? Did we not choose to break his covenant? Did we not refuse to come back to his covenant? Did we not keep searing our conscience and hardening our heart condition, walking contrary to our God? My brother, let's take it back just 1 second.
adverse situations. Native Americans and the the Mexicans and the Guatemalans, the Brazilians and the Negroes, we have to accept everything, that their whole construct. So long as we did that, we still would not be able to find our way back. It's all been a game where the Most High puts us in adverse situations.
Why? See, this is what I'm saying. It's all been a game that the Most High put us in adverse situations. No, it was our disobedience to our God that got our asses into adverse situations and circumstances, where all of these other nations got to literally take our heritage. Was this not prophecy? Is prophecy fulfilled against us as a people because of our disobedience? It ain't our God that put us in these adverse circumstances. It was our disobedience. So yes, our God allowed us to go through all of these pitfalls. But it's not our God that put us in these pitfalls.
And we have to navigate through all of the pitfalls and find our way back to the Most High.
Exactly. Yes, we do. But it, again, was because of our disobedience. So yes, and it's a narrow path. Okay, few find it. Few find the narrow path. Because the narrow path is obedience to the eternal law of love. Okay? And my brethren don't want to keep that law. I'm just being real. Okay? Like, bro, I'm a lover. Okay? And I am not ashamed to admit that I am a lover. Okay? I'm a lover. I don't carry man-made mortal weapons. I don't harvest hatred and bitterness and envy and jealousy, and I don't harvest any of those negative attributes in my mentality nor my heart condition. Okay? I have accepted responsibility and accountability for my actions and the consequences of the disobedience of my people. Okay? And I'm choosing with my freedom of choice to be obedient. All right? To the best of my ability. All right? So I have returned unto the pure covenant. And I'm being obedient. Okay? Again, I don't carry man-made mortal weapons. Because if you carry man-made mortal weapons, that just simply means that, hey, you plan to take your life in your own hands. Okay? You're not dependent upon the God you say you're trusting in. Okay, no, because you went to go purchase a man-made mortal weapon. Okay, so clearly your trust and faith is in your own hands, in your mortal weapons. Not in the God that you're professing. Whatever name you want to give to him. All right? So, you want to call him Yahweh? All right? You say that you trust and you love Yahweh, then why not really trust that Yahweh will protect you and you don't have to go purchase man-made mortal weapons? So my brews will use the scripture and they'd be like, oh, the Messiah said go purchase a sword. No, not everything you read in the pages of a physical book came from the Messiah, okay? You got to have discernment, okay? He said thou shalt not kill. Therefore, thou shalt not kill. All right? Now, I'm about cutting through the bullshit. Okay? I cut through the bullshit. I'm not here to sugarcoat. Okay? And I live what I speak. All right? So it ain't like I'm up here saying one thing and living another. I don't carry man-made mortal weapons. Okay? I do not own any mortal weapons whatsoever. Now, what's another thing? Oh, money is another might. Okay? Money is another might. That's power. Okay? I don't earn money for a living. All right? That's all a part of this system. All right? I don't live according to the wisdom of the worst of the heathen. All right? I don't live according to the dictates of a wicked system. I live according to the dictates of my conscience. Okay? I follow my conscience. I live according to my conscience. So now the reason why I got off into this is because my brethren are not understanding that the path and the way back to our God, which is the God of love, okay, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is not a dictator God. Okay? No. Is the God of love. Is the God of compassion, the God of slaves. Okay, remember what the Pharaoh said unto Moses? I don't have to do anything for the God of slaves. What might do you have? Look how your God treats you. You're a slave. He is the God of the oppressed. Okay, that is a God of love. Oh my gosh, people. Do you understand? The path to the God of love is love. Okay? There ain't no way around it. You got to melt your stony heart. You have to unsear your conscience.
He left clues all over the place, but you have to be willing to step out of the box and be persecuted by everyone around you in order to find your way back to the Most High.
That's absolute facts. Everything that my brother just stated. Yes, our God left clues all over the place. And it is up to us to choose to step outside of the box and follow them clues. Apply the living word to our life and live it and find our way back to Him.
This has all been a stage, all a game.
It's not been a game, but it has been a test. This has been probation. But we all chose to come here to this mortal existence. We all chose to experience the flesh upon our spirit. Okay?
Now, you're not going to hear, I've never heard anyone else break down the statue of Nebuchadnezzar's dream, like the way the Most High gave to me as far as, and I did a video on this, I want to say 5 to 7 years ago, because the Most High gave me that a long time ago. I'm trying to find the video for some reason. It's not letting me go to certain areas and find certain videos and stuff like that. So I'm like, whatever, I can bring it out again. It doesn't matter. The statue is the key, okay? Because in every, downfall of our people, the Most High has been always dealing with the Israelites. He's always dealing with the Israelites. Egypt, He took us out of the hand of the Pharaoh. Then we went to the Babylonians, and we went down to the Babylonians, but it was all about 2 to 3 tribes, because all 12 tribes have to get it. All 12 tribes have to go through this, the cursing. And you got to understand, like, this is why they're always trying to not let you read the Old Testament, not let you read the Bible. A huge prophecy is Jeremiah 50 and 33. And it connects with the whole thing with the statue. Thus saith the Most High, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Now they also refused to let us know who we are. They continue to keep pushing African American and black and all of that BS.
That is a fact. They are refusing to allow us to identify as who we are, and they continue just imposing their stigmas and their labels upon us. All right, but check this out: the arrogant one will stumble and fall. Damn, bro, this is annoying. The arrogant one will stumble and fall with no one to pick him up. Now, why is that? Because the arrogant one does not serve the God of love. Okay, the arrogant one serves himself. All right. Therefore, there's not going to be a God of love to pick him up. All right. He's going to be left to his own devices. Okay. And there will be kindled a fire in his cities to consume all those around him. Okay. It is not the God of love that does evil. Okay. But allows evil for righteous purposes. There is a huge difference between allowing and doing. Okay? It is not one and the same. This is what the Lord of hosts says. The sons of the Yahudim are oppressed, and the sons of Judah as well. All their captives hold them fast, refusing to release them. Okay, so this means that all 12 tribes is in captivity together, being oppressed. Okay, that's right now. All right, just because this is in the Old Testament, that doesn't mean that this already done happened and is past. And no, okay, because we're living this. We don't have any physical might in our hands against our adversaries that have set themselves on top of us, ruling over us in all of our lands. Everywhere we are on our ancestral lands, whether it's in Cuba or Hawaii or what they call Mexico, all of these names, okay, these ain't even the original names of these places, okay, America, all right, wherever they are, okay, these islands, these lands have been renamed, okay, reclassified, as well as the people upon the land. Okay, and other nations are ruling over the original people of that land. Okay, they don't have their own government. All right, they don't have might. They don't have a military force. Okay, the 12 tribes of the Yahudim do not have a military. Okay, we don't own any banks. We don't have any finances. We don't have financial power. Okay? We don't have control of anything that's been established by the worst of the heathen. We are in captivity. Okay? We have just been along for the ride. Okay? And that is the statue. This is the final captivity. So the final captivity is this revived Roman Empire that we were born into, where it is a European world. Okay? Everywhere you go, this is not hate speech, people. I don't care what you want to think. All right? But everywhere you go, okay, white supremacy is pretty much being glorified. All right? It is those who have the lightest skin, the whitest skin, all right, they're the ones that are on top and ruling, okay? in public, okay? The front men, all right? Because I'm not talking about the ones behind the scenes that's never seen, because they are melanated, all right? You just never see them, all right? You don't see them, okay? You don't see the real power behind who gave the pale-skinned Europeans their power, okay? You rarely ever see these nobility, the black nobility, quote unquote. But that ain't our people. That ain't us. Okay? No, that's part of the synagogue of Satan. Okay? You can't judge, but this is why it's not about skin color. Nevertheless, this system that's been established that we were born in, you will be a damn liar to say that it has not been a Eurocentric world that we have been made to live in. Okay, I know what I grew up in. I know what I've experienced. Okay, so you cannot tell me that I was not born into a white world. Okay, it has not been equal whatsoever. Okay? Now, so clearly, yes, all 12 tribes is in captivity together right now, while all of these other nations are ruling on top of us. Okay? But our Redeemer is strong. The power of love is the strongest. Okay? The Lord of hosts is his name. Okay? The Lord of spirits. Okay? The Lord of the host of the righteous spirits. Okay? His name is loving kindness and righteousness, benevolence, all things good. All right? I don't care what you want to believe. Okay, because I proved it repeatedly. His name has been blasphemed. Okay? God is a title, not a name. All right? And Moses said unto God, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you. And they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? I am loving kindness. Yes, there is power in the name. Attributes, character of divine love, righteousness, loving kindness, literally all things good, which is the very essence of benevolence. Okay? Loving kindness. The Messiah said he come in the Father's name. I come in my Father's name, which is loving kindness, compassion, mercy, empathy. Okay? And you receive me not. Why is it so hard to receive a God of love and compassion and kindness and mercy and empathy? And those that come in this name, why do you love to hate us? What have we done? What is our crime? What? It has always blew my mind how I could be such a problem when I have nothing but love and compassion in my heart. Genuine, authentic compassion. Genuine, authentic care and concern. Genuine, authentic love and mercy, empathy. Okay? These qualities have got me detested. Why? If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. So when it says come in his own name, that's not necessarily not professing the God of love verbally, because this is what Christianity have done. Okay? They took on the name of the God of love, But yet it was in their own name of hatred. All right? It was in their own name of no compassion, no kindness, no mercy, no empathy, no generosity, selfishness, greed. Okay? That's their own name. Okay? That is the opposite of the God of love. Regardless of the fact that they claimed the God of love, they literally just took the image of the God of love, all right, and portrayed it while they did all of these heinous things. All right? And by the image of the God of love, I mean superficially, what they verbally profess out their mouth. All right? Is the mask. Okay? Is the mask that they portray to the world. Like they're benevolent, like they're loving, like they're kind because of their charities. That's the image. The image is all of their charities. Okay? The image of kindness with this government is HUD housing, SNAP benefits. Okay? That's the image of compassion. All right? But it's not real compassion. Because bro, I'm not even trying to get all deep. But as you can see, there's two options. There is love, and there is the rebellion to love, which is hatred. Okay? And that's those that come in their own name, regardless of the fact that they are claiming the God of love. Okay? So their Redeemer is strong. Love is strong. Okay? The God of love is the most powerful. All right? And those who follow and love and serve, glorify and worship the God of love, we are strengthened. Okay? The Lord of hosts is his name. He will fervently plead our case so that he may bring rest to the earth. Has there been rest on the earth? If there has not been rest on the earth, people, then that means that this prophecy is very relevant in the world that we're living in. Let go of what you think that you know. Let go of the precepts of mortal men. Think logically. Is there peace on earth? Is there peace in this society? No, sir, no, ma'am. Because the 12 tribes is in captivity. But our God, our Redeemer, and what does redeem mean? Okay, because understand, we ain't been redeemed yet. There's many people who think that we've been redeemed. They think we've been redeemed by the blood of Jesus. That's erroneous, okay? I'm sorry. But I got many videos on my channel breaking that down, people, okay? If you believe that Jesus came to be a blood sacrifice for your sin, you are in a strong delusion, okay? Redeem means to compensate for the faults or bad aspects of something, okay? To gain or regain possession of something in exchange for payment, okay? Now, we have been paying for the sins of our forefathers for centuries, okay? All while we was in these captivities. And this final captivity, this revived Roman Empire, okay? Even the Roman Empire, the revived Roman, the times of the Gentiles, it was kind of like a repeated captivity, okay? It was repeatedly, one after the other, okay? The Greek captivity, the Roman captivity, and the revived Roman captivity, okay? And this has been the worst All right. This has been, one of the most brutal and severe. Okay. And it was extended over the whole earth, which was included the fourth part of the earth, which is the Americas. Okay. Because it was only the three parts that was subdued at first. Then they were able to come over to the Americas, obtain all of the wealth. All right. So once they were able to come over to the Americas, the fourth part of the earth, okay, what they call the New World, and get rich, okay, this is how the world got rich. This is how the three parts got to become wealthy. This is how Europe became wealthy. This is how it got its power and dominion. Okay? By raping, robbing, murdering, and plundering us over here in the fourth part of the earth, the Americas. All right? And they've been ruling ever since. It has been for a long continuance. Okay? So we need redemption from this captivity. We need salvation from this captivity. We don't have no physical might to overturn this captivity. Okay, this is a spiritual war. Okay, we can't win this war physically. Okay, therefore, what is the point of carrying man-made mortal weapons? You cannot win this war physically. Okay? When it comes to physicality, when it comes to brute force and brute strength, okay, when it comes to physical might, the Gentiles got us beat. Okay? But we as the spiritual people, we have them beat spiritually. Okay? Because they don't have the spirit. We have the spirit. Alright? So, because we have the spirit, we must trust in the spirit, not in our physical might. Okay? So why is my brethren following the wisdom of this world, purchasing man-made mortal weapons, and earning money for a living, trusting and saving their money? Follow not the way of the heathen. Our God knows that we have want and need of physical substance. Our God knows that we need physical protection. But our protection comes from our God, not from our own might physically. It comes from our obedience. Okay? So when we are obedient, then our Redeemer is strong. The Lord of spirits is his name, righteousness, loving kindness. He will fervently plead our case so that he may bring rest to the earth, but turmoil to those who live in Babylon. It is a dual prophecy. All right. So our Redeemer is not going to bring turmoil to those who live according to the ways of this wicked ass world. No, they're going to bring turmoil to themselves. Because when you plant apple seeds, you're going to reap an apple tree. Okay? You're not going to reap an orange tree just because you believe that you can transform your apple seeds into orange seeds by your confession and your belief. Okay, no, it's going to be an apple tree, and you're going to reap apples. Okay? Don't start over. Hold on, people. And I'm trying to hurry up. I ain't trying to freaking go off on tangents. Come on, man. God. This is insane. You see how my computer is. This is insane.
Were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Now they also refused to let us know who we are.
Right.
They continue to keep pushing African American and black and all of that BS. They refuse to let us go mentally. They still want to control who we think we are. Okay? That is a huge part of prophecy that these other nations, these Constantine Christians, will never touch. Well, if you guys know so much about Ish, and those are the people, show me then where they fulfilled Jeremiah 15:33. Thus saith the Most High Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. Okay? And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Ish was never, and then that coincides with the 400-year prophecy of Genesis 15:13. So they had to be oppressed for a 400-year period. And we already know it was not during the time of Exodus. During the time of Egypt, they were not oppressed for 400 years. We already know that. I'm not going to go through all of that. Okay? So again, Babylonians, they had Israelites, but they had predominantly the southern tribes. Benjamin, Judah, probably some of Levi, right? Persians and Medes, same thing, because the northern kingdom was gone. They did not come back. They were gone. The Greeks is where everything switched. The Greeks, and you go to Maccabees' first chapter, all of a sudden Antiochus is saying, you can't follow your ways. Everyone has to be Greek. Everyone has to be Greek. You cannot have your own form of worship. And they killed us during the time of the Greeks for trying to follow our ways. So if you're following that whole thing with the statue, you get to the Greeks, and that's where we lose our identity.
Right.
We start, pretty much talking about how we're our Greek. And many of us lose our knowledge of self, which now shows you why the Holy Spirit has to bring all things back into remembrance, because these Greeks and Romans and the revived Roman Empire have cut us off from the Most High and made us think that we were Greeks and Romans and Americans and Brazilians and Mexicans and Negroes and Canadians and everything else but who we are.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happened. He's 100% accurate on that. This is the captivity that we went in. He's right on point.
Okay? So then, we go to the Romans. The Romans, of course, have 2 legs. We gotta understand it's all about 12 tribes, so it's gonna have to add up to 12.
Wait, now this is where he starts going off, because hold on, the legs is the Roman Empire, my brother. That's the legs of iron. Yeah, they destroyed our people. But I also wanted to make a point about this Greek culture. All right, it's still being promoted and pushed today. Got many of our people, pledging the Greeks. Okay, like why is our people pledging Greek heritage? We're not Greeks. All right, but this is insane. This is insane. Like the movie Stomp the Yard, and all of these like different college movies, they be promoting the hell out of these Greek fraternities. We're not Greeks. Why are people pledging the Greeks? All of these oaths that our people take, pledging Greeks. This is going on to this day. On a ritual. And they're doing this unknowingly. They've blindly adopted this, following after the Europeans. But the modern day Europeans are not even the original Greeks. The original Greeks were Negroid looking. Okay? These are the original Greeks.
All 12 tribes. So at a time, it's going to have to add up to all 12 tribes being under the tutelage or under the oppression of the Edomites.
And that's a fact. And see, like my brother said, it began with the Greeks. And with the Greeks, First Maccabees 1:7-9, when the Greeks came into power, evils were multiplied in the earth. Now, these were your the ones that took over. This is after Alexander died. His servants crowned themselves. Okay, when they crowned themselves, that's when evils were multiplied in the earth. Okay, and we were outlawed from identifying with who we were. Okay, as my brother stated. Okay, that's in the book of Maccabees.
So you got the two legs, which now represent Judah and Benjamin.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I don't agree with that. The legs of the statue is definitely representing Rome. Okay, that was the Roman Empire, and yeah, they took down Benjamin and Judah. Certainly did, but all the statue before that is all these empires that ruled on top of us. So how all of a sudden is it switching? Like, no, bro. Like, the Roman Empire destroyed us and ruled on top of us, crushed us. Okay, like.
But that's who primarily was in the three parts, was getting oppressed at that time.
That's a fact. I agree with that. But how is that the legs of the statue? That we don't represent the legs. We don't represent the legs of that Babylonian statue, my brother. That's the only thing that I'm disagreeing with. I'm not disagreeing with the prophecy itself. All right, the prophecy itself is that we would be taken down by the Roman Empire. Okay?
10 tribes were all gone. They were not over there at this time. So it's always about the 12. Always about us. So then, Revelation 6 and 8 was a huge fulfillment of prophecy, which again, these people won't talk about.
Yeah, Revelation 6 and 8 is huge. That's the fourth part of the earth. I guess the pale horse. Yeah. Yep, the pale horse. Alright, so the fourth seal, okay, which is really the third seal, because the fourth seal, the final horse, is the black horse. Alright, the final horse is the black horse, and that horse is riding now. Alright, and that horse is the weights and scales. It's the balance. Alright, and it all is a dual prophecy, because it also has famine for those who have been living lavishly. Okay, that goes back over here. All right, turmoil to those who live according to the statutes of Babylon. Okay, live according to the ways of this world. Live according to the ways of selfishness and envy and hatred and bitterness and all of these things. All right, they're gonna reap the famine. Okay, now. Then I looked and saw a pale horse. Its rider's name was Death, and Hades, hell, followed close behind. And they were given authority over the fourth part of the earth. See how they changed this? They mess with our records, bruh. Over the fourth. Where's the right here is the accurate. The fourth part of the earth. The fourth part is the set apart land. That's the land that's been set apart. Okay, it's surrounded by many waters. It's surrounded and protected by a ring of fire. Okay, our waters are protected by giant sea creatures. Okay, our lands are protected by the natural water currents. Okay, giant geysers. All right. These lands here, the set apart land in the fourth part of the earth, there's a lot of trouble trying to come to these lands. All right, unless you have high powered, machine boats. Okay. Now you can come here. They know the routes now, but bruh, back then there was no. This is why Christopher Columbus had a hard time trying to gather people to come for his first voyage. They laughed him off. Okay, I ain't even trying to go all off on this, bruh. But the fourth part of the earth is the land that was set apart by God. Okay, it's the protected land. All right, it was the most coveted, cherished land. Okay, and it was the land that was supposed to be the land of no bloodshed. But the covenant people of this land didn't want to keep that covenant. So because the people of the land didn't want to keep the covenant of no bloodshed, the God of love had to allow those people to go into their captivity. All right, you want to shed blood in the set apart land? All right, well then your blood is going to be shed in the set apart land. And it's going to be for a long continuance. Your oppression is going to be for a long continuance because of your disobedience and your hard-heartedness. Okay? Your unfaithfulness. This is why. Okay? To kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. They did this, okay? This was the voyage of Christopher Columbus, especially his second voyage, when he came with dogs, okay? There's a book entitled Dogs of Conquest, all right? There's a book entitled American Holocaust, all right? You can get these books, and you can do your due diligence. Read about the massacres that happened to the indigenous people of these lands. Okay, how these people just set themselves on top of us by raping, robbing, and murdering and plundering us. All right, this happened. So no debates there.
Talks about going to the fourth part and taking down the other 10 tribes. So you got Judah, Benjamin, and then you got them coming over here and getting the rest of the 10 tribes. The rest of the 10 tribes. Now you got all 12. Now you fulfilled Jeremiah 50 and 33.
Yes, sir.
You are not going to hear this anywhere else.
I agree with all that.
I have never heard anyone else break down the whole end days prophecy like that. And you can go to the Bible and prove what I say.
We can prove the fact that all of this prophecy did take place, but you cannot prove that we are the representative of the legs of iron and or the feet and toes mixed of miry clay and iron, my brother. But the scriptures do prove that these nations blended and oppressed our people. The scriptures prove that there was a confederacy with all these nations against us as a people. The prophecies is proven with that in the scripture. All right. But yeah, I would definitely like you to show me in scripture where we're representing the legs of iron and we as a people is representing the 10 toes. All right. Yes, we were the 10 tribes in the set apart land. I don't dispute that. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree that all 12 tribes have been held in captivity for 400 years. I don't disagree with that whatsoever. I'm in full agreement with that. That's prophecy that's been fulfilled against us as a people. But as far as the position of the statue, no, that's representing these nations, my brother. That's representing these nations that took us into these final captivities. So that's what I disagree with.
Because it was from the 12 tribes before, okay, it was the 12 tribes going in captivity before the Babylonians in Egypt. Mm-hmm. And all the way down to be consistent, it has to be about the 12 tribes again.
Okay, so that's fact. It is all about the 12 tribes. It is about the 12 tribes, but nevertheless, the statue is representing the nation that was ruling on top of us. You know, that doesn't mean it's not about us. It's still about us, but it's representing, the statue is representing the nations that were ruling on top of us. Okay, the statue itself ain't representing us. It's representing the might, the power, the physical might, physical power that had dominion over us. That's what that statue is representing. That's why that destroying stone, hold on. The destroying star, okay, hold on. Go to Daniel right quick. Babylonian head of gold. Let's see. So I don't be memorizing exactly where stuff is, because I apply the living word to my life and I live it. So I don't memorize Bible verses. Hold on. Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Alright. The dream revealed to Daniel. Alright. See, I don't like the translation because it's saying that, you know, the God of love is the one that removes kings and establishes kings. But no, the God of love allows these things to happen for righteous purposes. Now, the only time that the God of love is intervening is on behalf of his righteous servants. Okay, the God of love does not do evil, so but it does allow evil for righteous purposes. Okay. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning. He reveals the deep and hidden things. He knows what lies in darkness. A light dwells with him. All right. To you, O God of my fathers, I give thanks and praise, because you have given me wisdom and power. And now you have made known to me what we have requested. For you have made known to us the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, the dream of the king. Okay. Alright, great statue. The head was of pure gold. His chest and arms were silver. His belly and thighs were bronze. His legs were iron, and his feet were part of iron and part clay. As you watched, a stone was cut out, not by human hands. Alright? So this stone that was cut out, not by human hands, that's the portion of the God of love. Okay? Because there's a specific people that was allowed to grow up along with the tares. Okay, it's like, no, don't pluck up the tares. Allow them to grow together. All right, allow the wheat and the tares to grow together. All right, but there's a portion. The wheat is going to be harvested. The whole world is going to see who the wheat is. That's the love. That's the portion of love. And the whole world is going to see all the tares. That's those who refuse to love. Okay? So, that's not by human hands. Okay? As you watch, the stone was cut out, but not by human hands. It struck the statue on its feet of iron and clay and crushed them. Okay? This is the gospel of love. Okay? This is not only the gospel being taught of love, but being lived by a portion of the people that have been given this spiritual mission. Okay? This is what's going to destroy this wicked ass system. Okay? Then the iron, clay, bronze, silver, and gold were shattered and became like chaff on the threshing floor in the summer. Why summer? Because summer is when the figs on the trees have been revealed. Okay? We're blooming, shining like the stars in the firmament. Okay? His people being revealed. Okay? When his people are being revealed, when he reveals his righteous ones, when he reveals his tender-hearted vessels of mercy, all right? When we are truly revealed, then the chaff, the wicked is going to be shattered. And they're going to become like chaff on a threshing floor. They're going to become nothing, like vapor in the wind. Okay? Wind carried them away, and not a trace of them could be found. But the stone that had struck the statue became a very great mountain and filled the whole earth. That stone is love. Oh my God. The heart stone. Lord have mercy. Let me see if I can find this quickly. This is on my channel. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Damn it. I don't remember the name of it. What was the name of it? God dang it, bro. Here, let me go to my playlist. Oh, it'll probably take forever to find it this way, the way that they did this, bro. Hold on. Because I think it's in a... No, it's just one video. I think it's just one video.
Welcome
it's
to...
not alive, I don't think. I don't know if I can find this video, bro. And I don't remember the name of it, but I remember the thumbnail. Dang it. Like, I got it, and it's a clip. I just want to play this clip. I think did I do 3 videos of it? I don't remember. It might take me a while to find this too, bro. Goodness sakes. I can't go this way, man. This will take forever the way that they do this. Hold on, man. This has to be a better way that I can find this video. It's important, okay? Because this is dealing with love, okay? I gotta show you the heart stone, because they show you this in a movie. They show you, oh my God, I gotta show you this clip, okay? They show you, I'm just flowing by way of the Spirit, and I'm gonna show you how they show this in the freaking movies. They already know that love is gonna destroy the illusion, okay? Come on, man. You see my views? This is my views, and I got over 1,000 videos on my channel. I just keep going. I just keep creating these videos, even though people just ignore it and they treat my content as if it's irrelevant. You know, yeah, people are not valuing what I've been instructed to bring by way of the Spirit, okay? They're not valuing it whatsoever. Alright, it's going to be a little bit, people. Bear with me, because it's very important that I find this, okay? Very important. You see all this content that I have. Alright? Check out the views. Look at these views, okay? Let me take it on over. You can see the likes as well. Alright? It's very little support. I don't get support, okay? The truth is hated, okay? The truth has been hated. If I can remember the freaking name of the damn video, I would type it in, but I don't remember the name of it. And I think I did this video about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. It was before, I think it was before I started doing lives. Bro, come on, what in the hell is you doing? Oh, Tin Man. Thank you. That's it, thank you. Come on, let me search in the thing, bro.
I'm watching Tin Man Part 1, okay? Now, already, bro, oh my god.
I'm just trying to freaking go to a certain place in here. Alright, hold on. Okay. No, that's going to the city. Hold on. Is this it? Okay, yeah, this is it right here. Alright. Okay, hold on. Let me get a little bit of context before we even get to it.
Messages in this type of authority because it's not me. I'm saying that I'm perfect, but at least I do live my life based upon his eternal law of love, light, and life. This is important. This is the keys to the kingdom. Regardless of whether I smoke cigarettes, regardless of how I speak to you in these messages, in this type of authority, because it's not me. I don't come in my own authority. I have the anointing of the Most High upon me as I speak His word. See, that's how you're misunderstanding. See, you're trying to see it as if I'm arrogant because you're looking at it as if, these are my words and this is my truth. No, it's not. This truth don't belong to me. These words don't belong to me. These words were given to me. They were imprinted upon my spirit, and I have known it all of my life. I just had no articulation of it. Okay? None whatsoever. But I knew that I was not supposed to do what everybody else was doing and what everybody was trying to force me to do like them. And I have always been shunned and ostracized and treated less than and ignorant and all of these things because it's like, why can't you get with it? They never said conform. Well, actually, I think they did use the term conform back in the day. Assimilate, conform, But the scripture tells us to be not conformed to this world. See, it's right there. It's crystal clear. And I'm not going to keep this thing long, bruh. Bruh, this is so deep. Now I'm on part 3, okay, of this Tin Man movie. And, bruh, they're telling so much truth in this movie. Now, I'm gonna like go ahead and record this part. And bruh, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Hold on. Let me pause right quick. Okay, so it's a love stone, okay? She had to find this love stone, all right? It's a stone, it's like a heart stone, okay? And I'm going to play this little clip right quick, and then I'm going to pause it because there's something else, okay? Let me go ahead and get Bandicam up because I want to record this.
Okay, notice how it's kind of like it's representing like a dead world. Okay, you see how the trees are kind of like dead and all of this. Okay, it's like a dead forest, kind of like, you know, it's dim, dismal. Okay, there's hardly no life. All right. Imagine. Life, lush land, peace and happiness, harmony.
You see how that destroys the deception of Satan, okay? And now the Great Mother appears.
DG, if you're seeing this...
Of course, you know, they have to whitewash everything, all right? So in this movie, the Great Mother is a European woman, all right? This ain't no hate speech. It's just what we see crystal clearly what has happened, okay? So they portray themselves as the image of love and compassion, but yet their actions has never been loving nor compassionate, okay? Their actions, especially towards us, has been hateful. It's been the complete opposite of loving, okay? And until these people begin demonstrating real love and compassion by their actions, they are a part of this system. And it's not just pale-skinned people, it's anybody, because it's dealing with the mentality and the heart condition, okay?
This message, and you have overcome much on your journey to find the emerald. The emerald of the eclipse contains the power to bring either light or darkness to the earth.
See, it has the power to bring forth light or darkness, okay? So when this eclipse hits, like pretty much everybody is gonna make their choice. Like pretty much everybody has already made their choice, but there's a lot of people still in darkness, still in this deception. So, bruh, the deception is gonna be broken. Okay, just like we just seen. Let me play this again. Because the children of light has been arisen. Okay, and we're casting our love stones as we speak. Okay, and it is destroying the deceptions of Satan. Okay, watch.
Imagine.
Great Mother appears. Listen to what she says.
If you're seeing this message, then you have overcome much on your journey to find the emerald. The Emerald of the Eclipse contains the power to bring either light or darkness to the OZ. As you now know, the evil witch of the dark lives inside your sister. That is why she knows not of my plan.
Now she knows not of my plan. That is why she knows not of my plan. Now, the people of the earth are our brothers and sisters, okay? And the ones that are walking in evil and wickedness and hatred and all of these things, they know not the plan of the great mother or the father, okay? They're blinded. They're blinded to his divine plan. The only ones that is going to have his divine plan are the children of light. Listen.
And why I could only entrust the Emerald's power to you, my angel.
It's why she could only entrust the Emerald's power unto us, the chosen ones, the children of light. Okay? That's it. That's all. I just want, bruh, they putting this truth out here, all right? You gotta understand this, okay? I'm still watching it.
All right, that's all I'm gonna get, okay? Because you can go check out the rest of this video, because I gave a whole breakdown on that movie, Tin Man, okay? It's under 30 minutes, okay? But as you can see, it's a lot of information. I literally break down this movie by way of the spirit. They tell you the truth in these movies, okay? They definitely tell you the truth in these movies. Now, like I said, I agree with most of what my brother Big Judah was bringing out, okay? Nevertheless, you know, there is something else. What I'm probably gonna do is start it up another video, because, well, this one is an hour and 16 minutes, and I just don't want my videos to be long. And there's another topic that I'm going to kind of get into, but it does correlate with what my brother, you know, it just correlates, because I want to try to connect it to the fact that my brother is throwing out pretty much everything that the Europeans have brought, but when he's not understanding that they literally have merely twisted the truth. They didn't come with anything of their own. All they did was take what was ours and pervert it. Okay? So when my brethren try to throw out the whole baby with a bathwater and bring a whole different thing, they're casting out the most important thing, which is love. Okay? And so I'm gonna break this down when we come back. Okay? So I know that this is not, you know, that long of a video. It's only like a little over an hour or so. Nevertheless, I'm gonna split it up here, okay? Because I just don't want this to go over 2 hours. So shalom.